Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 12 in the ESV for June 12th, 2023. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates reproof is stupid. A good man obtains favor from the Lord, but a man of evil devices he condemns. No one is established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous will never be moved. An excellent wife is the crown of her husband, but she who brings shame is like rottenness in his bones. The thoughts of the righteous are just, the counsel of the wicked are deceitful. The words of the wicked lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright delivers them. The wicked are overthrown and are no more, but the house of the righteous will stand. A man is commended according to his good sense, but one of twisted mind is despised. Better to be lowly and have a servant than to play the great man and lack bread. Whoever is righteous has regard for the life of his beast, but the mercy of the wicked is cruel. Whomever works his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows worthless pursuits lacks sense. Whoever is wicked covets the spoil of evildoers, but the root of the righteous bears fruit. An evil man is ensnared by the transgression of his lips, but the righteous escapes from trouble. From the fruit of his mouth a man is satisfied with good, and the work of a man's hand comes back to him. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but the wise man listens to advice. The vexation of a fool is known as at once, but the prudent ignores an insult. Whoever speaks the truth gives honest evidence, but a false witness utters deceit. There's one whose rash words are like sword thrusts, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. Deceit is in the heart of those who devise evil, but those who plan peace have joy. No ill befalls the righteous, but the wicked are filled with trouble. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who act faithfully are his delight. A prudent man conceals knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaims folly. The hand of the diligent will rule, while the slothful will be put to forced labor. Anxiety in a man's heart weighs him down, but a good word makes him glad. One who's righteous is a guide to his neighbor, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. Whoever's slothful will not roast his game, but the diligent man will get precious wealth. In the path of righteousness is life, and in its pathway there's no death. On that note, I owe a comment to somebody from a daily verse that said that Jesus freed us from the law of sin and death. And the comment led me to believe they just completely missed the point, so I'm just going to explain it on good faith. I feel like I got something crawling. Sitting at the library, so 2 napping, 1 in there, dying to go. So I got to return my Help Your Kids with Coding and Vegetables Love Flowers. Just had to buy my own copy. I've had them so long that they want to just have me to buy these copies, but if you buy a copy, they don't necessarily replace it one-to-one, and these are books that I think should be in the library, so they need to go back to the library. So we'll go return them here in a minute when these 2 wake up from a nap, or I lose my patience because the sun's going down and we have a lot of stuff to do. It's a beautiful day. It rained a little bit yesterday. I think we got 76 sweet potato slips in on top of everything else. I got a couple more things to get in today. I got some ginger I'm excited about. So overall, I don't have a ton to say about like verse by verse commentary on this chapter, because I think it stands for itself if you read it for yourself or you listen carefully. An excellent wife is the crown of her husband. Choose wisely, because she who brings shame is like rottenness in his bones. And man, that's not even like, we're not even talking like, cooking is not great, or housekeeping is terrible. There are ladies that I think you can think of that you understand this passage. It brings shame to that person, and they can't get rid of her, and it's like rottenness in your bones. Pastor Mark Driscoll's all about the Ahab spirit lately and the Jezebel spirit and how they go together, and how we have so many. I don't know if I should be using the terms for it, but like, let's just say weak and, effeminate men. And, well, I use the effeminate men in the way of like, they're still boys. They don't want to be men. They don't want to be proper men. And the pastor says that that's the Ahab spirit. And then you have a strong, not righteous woman that directs that household and those things, and then it's not good. And he equates that to the people that just don't want to grow up and do what they're supposed to do. This verse is a whole bunch of being righteous or being wicked, obtaining favor, doing what you're supposed to do. The thoughts of the righteous versus the words of the wicked. Bet this one always, right? Better to be lowly and have a servant than to play the great man and lack bread. Leaving the tags on stuff so everybody knows how much you paid, getting the car that's the flashiest, decking it out with the flashiest stuff, gotta wear matching outfits to keep your outfits fresh because you gotta rotate your Jordans, which you only wear so often because they're collector things, or Supreme, gotta have, your super expensive stuff just because it's got a name on it or it came from a particular brand, versus true wealth, and what would it kill you to not buy that shirt, buy a regular shirt, and then go gift that to somebody that needs it, or to do good works with it? Works won't save you, but the works that you do reveal what's going on in your heart, right? The words coming out of you, the things you do, these are what comes out of the heart. I was thinking about it like mind, body, spirit, right? It's easy to kind of comprehend that, but we don't often think about how that manifests within us, right? Mind, body, spirit, okay? Right? So we have all our cognition, our rational thoughts, things like that in the head, but we have two other nerve groups, okay? So lots of appendages have like reflex arcs and things like that that go up the arm, hit the spine, go back down, and then like proliferate two different ways. So that's why you're able to like draw your hand away, from a hot fire before you even think about it. You think about like, ow, hot fire, but you're already like pulling, right? Reflex arc. But then there are other clusters in here. So you've got a torsion field, in your heart. Two opposing pumps that create like a vacuum, and that your entire heart is just like, I'm pointing here, is just filled with nerves and neurons, and it's like a mini brain, right? And the third one is in your guts, just all those nerve linings. So just thinking about it, that's our body, right? Our guts. We get our gut instinct. But then we have our mind, mind, body, soul, mind, body, spirit. We think, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Hey, buddy, you awake? And then we've got our heart, where the spirit lives. And it's just interesting. 3 parts. Triune God. Little dude's awake. Can you unbuckle? I'll come get you. So I got to wake up the littlest one. So let me go, because, like I said, sorry, getting text messages. If we're diligent, if we work our land, we'll have plenty of bread. So that's what I'm trying to tell the boys. That's why we've all been enjoying gardening together as a family. The magic of seeds is you plant one, you get lots, right? So as long as we're tending and being good stewards of what we have, we'll have more than enough for ourselves through the winter, and to share and to give to others. So we're going to go do that. Right now, my man is ready to go join his older brother in the library and increase his knowledge. So if I would go further, I would say control your tongue, 18 through 22. So, really beyond that. control your tongue. Don't be like sword thrust. Right? Give life with your tongue. The tongue of the wise brings healing. So not hurt, but healing. All right, I'm going to call it there. I'm going to go spend some time with my dudes before we go enjoy the sunset in the garden and get some dinner going. Be blessed.